Good morning, my awesome friends and followers of this channel and the members. You know, I appreciate everyone that joins and comes aboard, listen to my, I'm going to say, informed opinions. Let's call it like that. Strange though what's been happening, isn't it? Now, a couple of years ago, I used to get invited on GB News all the time, and I would discuss things. I've got a lot of great people in my contacts, and I had a voice on TV. I had a voice on the radio. So people wanted to hear your opinion, especially when you're what is classed as a war veteran. There's millions of us, by the way. But whenever you've got a gallantry medal, it sort of puts you on a pedestal. You don't want to be in that pedestal, but you get put on that pedestal. So while you have that gift of having your voice heard, listen to people around you. Listen to other people with more experience than you and use that advice and use your platform. And I did. I used it. And I spoke about the European Union, the European defence, what was happening. I was very privy to have a lot of good people in my corner that gave me information. And I could see it happening. I watched it. We all watched it. But whenever veterans on social media started to criticise what the government's intentions were, we were silenced on social media. You know, Facebook give us warnings, X give us warnings, all the platforms, Instagram, you're having a warning. Instagram still do it, by the way. All the platforms do it. The one thing that they try to do is shut down veterans that had a voice and giving their opinion on what they could see happening with the UK defence, with the British Army. Now, the weird thing is, back in 2016, the UK voted, whether you like it or not, to leave the European Union. This cost a lot of people a lot of headaches, especially those in the House of Lords and the Commons, ministers, peers, with their hands in the pockets, lining their pockets through defence contracts, military contracts, those getting jobs, those leaving as members of Parliament and getting jobs in the European Union, those that are now advising the EU. Tony Blair's one of them at the minute. So veterans that had a voice started getting silenced. We started getting, and I was one of them, we started getting a lot of hassle, a lot of nonsense, a lot of trolling, a lot of stalking, as you probably are fully aware of. So how do we combat veterans in the UK that have got military experience, that have got their eye and their ear to the ground, that are listening to senior ex-military officers? How do we stop them from letting the media know what's going on? Now, you may not like this, but in my opinion, what you needed to do is you needed to combat this at government level. Hence, 7 Brigade gets established, a military cyber unit to combat misinformation, disinformation online, and to destroy people's credibilities, which was headed up by the chairman of the Defence Select Committee, Tobias Elwood. Now, I remember them putting out advertisements asking for cyber and ex-signals to come and join them. And what they did then, they did a campaign to go after many veterans. Lots of veterans. There was quite a few veterans placed on a watch list, a United Kingdom domestic terrorist watch list. Many people placed on that watch list who had a voice. And the only way they could do it was do a campaign led by 7 Brigade to carry out psychological warfare and destroy veterans' credibility. And we've seen that happening. It's still happening. But here's what's happened now. Those veterans, including myself, that spoke out about our government's intentions to deplete the British Army, deplete our armed forces to such a level, deliberately such a level, that we had no choice but to join the European defence military. And we've seen it constantly. We've seen the British Army go from 140,000 to 120 to 100,000 to 80,000 to 76,000. We've seen the army constantly be depleted. Now, in today's media, it confirms everything, where we are now depleting the military once again. But we're putting out this shitty story to say that we want privates to stay. We're offering them £8,000. So they're offering all these bounties to the young privates, which have no experience in military matters, let's be honest, but they're removing all those with experience. Wake up today to find out that we are losing warships. We're losing over 40 drones. We're losing our Chinook helicopters. We're losing 2 refueling tankers, which are good, which help out our aircraft carriers at sea. We are depleting our military. It's being done by our politicians. So there we go, people. For years, veterans were telling you that our government is deliberately destroying the UK military in order for us to fit in with the European Defence Union. And that's exactly what's happening. Thanks for watching my video. Have a great day and remember to stay safe.